What's good, Moto fam? JD here with Supercross.com, and today we are visiting with Mr. Ryan Breece. What's going on, boss man? How you doing?
Hey, JD. Good to see you, boss. Man, everything's going good. Just settling
Good,
down, kind of recovering from the weekend.
good. So, for those that don't know, I mean, your weekends have progressively gotten better and better for you, right? That's something that not everybody can say, especially after last week, because man, there were parts of that track it was taking names all day, all day, and
I
so
think every race.
that's right, that's right. So I wanted to spend a moment, just kind of let's introduce you, let's talk about the team, let's talk about the bike, and then after that, let's just kind of visit a little bit because you got a lot of stuff going on. You got some personal sponsors, you got merch. You're halfway through the season. Let's just kind of cover everything as quickly as we can. So, like I said, you can take your woman out for a dinner or something. Like she's sitting there waiting, man. I don't wanna have her impatient with me.
She'd enjoy it. She'd enjoy it.
Okay. All
She's working
right.
from her phone right now, so
Oh, okay.
today she had off. So it was good.
Okay. So bring us up to speed on the season. Okay, we're almost halfway through it essentially. Tell us a little bit about how it's gone.
Um, I'd have to say it's actually going progressively well. You see, every weekend I'm starting to stride a little bit more
Yep.
on qualifying position, and then getting through heat races here and there, LCQs.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't like to be in that area, but
Yeah.
it's been 8 weeks on the bike. That's pretty much how it's been. I got a call right at New Year's. They said, "Hey, we want you to come ride this HEP Motorsport Suzuki, see what you think about it." And each and every day I hop on that thing, I am progressively making strides. And that's what my goal was the whole entire time. I didn't have anything planned. We're trying to do something out of the band with the Ryan Breece Racing, just plant that logo on, see if we couldn't get a few sponsors on board. That didn't work out. I ended up taking the Suzuki deal, and finally, 8 rounds in, we got a 14th overall.
That's right. That's right.
Yep. So leaps and bounds. I definitely got some testing in the past 2 weeks, so it's been helping extreme amount. And the chassis was a little stiff on the motorcycle, I'm not gonna lie, but with the team being so cooperative and giving me the tools, we're finally finding a balance with the shocks and the front forks where we can get into the speed that I'm comfortable with and run that pace and have that bike work with me.
Nice.
And I think that was the ultimate goal, is knowing the pace that I'm at, learning that, and then adapting it to the motorcycle and making sure that it's going to balance out.
Right.
Through the whoops, rhythm sections, and jumps. Just making sure I'm not going up and down, using the whole entire stroke, and going forward, because all eyes ahead.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, tell everybody what bike you were on before.
I was just on a stock Yamaha. A local shop had donated a couple bikes from Yamaha Motorsports, and it was Specialty Recreation and Marine. They still back me throughout all this process, so I have to give it a huge shout out to them.
Nice.
They make my logo blue, so that was cool. Yep. And after that, they were super understanding about how I needed to move forward and what the new goal was. And in order for me to get results, you have to have a team backing you, and it was just me, myself, and I in that van life, and we all know what that's like to be in that back corner. So I'm extremely grateful for that, for sure. They've stepped up. They provided me a place and a motorcycle so I can get the results that I need.
So you had some, and the thing about it is like you had some good times over the last season when you were overseas on the other bike. Like, what's the biggest differences would you say between past bike and now the Suzuki?
I would have to say the power. The power band on the Yamaha is a little bit more responsive. So right when you're twisting your right wrist, it's really got some juice on it. And for the outsiders, it's like hopping on a different bike. You have to learn that throttle response and the power engaging when you're going to react through the jumps and when you're turning on the throttle. So it was a little bit, it was touchy, you know, on the Yamaha compared to the Suzuki. You really have to get into that throttle, and then you would find the power. But now we had XPR Motorsports tuning in on the motorcycle. Chad finally tuned it in, and we made it more responsive, more Yamaha like, I would say. That's kind of what I'm used to. So that was probably the main difference. And then also the suspension, like I talked about. Yeah. It's the Yamaha has a little bit more tendency of plush and not so stiff motor, kind of, or chassis flexes a little bit more. Right. And that yellow bike, it's a little stiff, but we have a good suspension guy who's working on hand, so it's kind of starting to even out there.
Cool, dude. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Thank you.
No problem. I mean, I'm working with kids here and there, so it allows me to just kind of define the little increments and pieces. Yeah. So putting all that together from outsiders is like, I think it's just kind of knowledge that I like taking in.
So, in my opinion, the pit that you're currently in is probably one of the most entertaining in the parking lot. Like, for people who don't know, you know, it's not that all the pits don't have some really cool attractions, but then some pits, dude, there's just like a group of characters in there. Like, and it's not just riders. Like, man, Blake's hilarious. I don't know if people know.
The whole crew, like, huh?
Dude, yeah, like everybody is really quick to laugh, really quick to smile. And so I even think like last week I was saying, hey, if you get a chance to stop in, this group, they're not just smiles and signatures. These people, they're not just kissing babies. They're kissing animals. They're racing with people in the parking lot on foot. Like, it's this big show. That fits you, man. That actually fits you really, really well. And so you tell me, who's the biggest character in the pit right now?
I would have to say the 7 Deuce Deuce, the rapper. Yeah, he's the middle guy in there, just giving glory all around. But we enjoy a good time. You have to have that fun, outgoing, laughing character. And then there's also times where it's like, you got boss man Aaron. He's dropping the hammer down when it's time to go. Let's get this group going and leaps and bounds. He's serious time.
So tell me about the week. You fly out. You come out of Cali. You were saying pretty much every round. What's the week like for you? What's that schedule like, where you're actually hitting the West Coast every single round?
From years prior, I was actually in Georgia at GPF. They had a good facility there, so I was trying to get used to that East Coast dirt. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm familiar with it for a couple weeks now, or a couple years. Sorry, I'd say I just want to be stationed where I normally was, not having to move or anything. But we're flying back Sunday in the morning, and I preferred an early morning flight. Waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning is fine by me, because we're having that 3-hour difference of coming back home. So I can have the full Sunday to recover. And by the evening in California here, I can get on a cycle and start to remove that lactic acid. And you'd be surprised how much the elevation change from the flight just really puffs up your whole entire body. So I'm making sure I'm using compression sleeves and making sure that, I'm like getting recovered each and every single second of that Sunday and Monday. But it's actually quite a process. Sunday I do like to recover. I'll get that little cycle in. It's nothing, anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, and nothing crazy. But and then Monday, it's usually I'm on the bike, going out to State Fair. I have a pass from one of my sponsors, DTMX Racing. He provides that monthly, so
Okay.
I'm very appreciative of that because, man, it's $75 every time we try to go spin some laps around here.
Oh wow.
So it's no joke. But then I
Okay.
try to get Tuesday out there. Sometimes I hit a different track, but mainly I kind of just been at State Fair because I have that monthly pass. Wednesday I'll take a day off because Tuesday after I'm racing I'll go hit the gym. I have a membership at the Planet Fitness. I pay monthly, and we just try to get like a balance core workout with a little agility stationed. And the old wifey, she's making some food for me when I get home, and I'm ready for bed after that because I'm beat. And then Wednesday's more of a I'm running. I do love running and jogging, so trying to get some sprints in and that cardio up. That's kind of like Wednesday. You really have to clue in on your body and making sure that you're hitting your max heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
So and then Thursday we're in Bikram yoga, kind of stretching out our body and getting ready for the weekend again. It's a small 3-day window that we got because we're flying out Thursday night or we're flying out Friday in the morning, depending on if we have press day. And that media press day is super comforting. I think it's a big advantage when we're riding the track of what we're going to race during Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes a lot of sense for us. And the team HEP Motorsports Suzuki, they're super interactive with Feld and AMA and Sean over there at Feld. So we're getting more press than I've had in my whole career. So it's huge. It's big time on our part. It's beneficial.
Well, shoot, Mr. Brennan, he's good people. I like Sean. He's easy going. He's really good people.
Easy going.
Uh-huh. So
he brings the coffee out when I need it.
So we talked about team. We talked about week. We talked about schedule. You talked about workout, kind of food. I want to make sure we don't leave out any sponsors. You've mentioned one because those guys I want to make sure we tag. If there's some links, let's talk about that. And also merch. I see the beanie.
You see the merch.
Dude.
Yep, RB71, Ryan Breece Racing. We do got that on the site. Mountain Moto Co. He's helped me tremendously on pushing all my products out. We got hats, beanies, shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, koozies. I know you beer drinkers. You guys like to crack a cold one, so I'm making sure your hands aren't numbing up. And we got stickers there too. Just trying to get my name out there. I'm really starting to enjoy this journey, and I know that I can make it. It's just having that backing, like you, JD. It's sick that you all do this for me. It's cool.
Nice.
I really got to give you a huge shout out to the whole HEB Suzuki Motorsports team, Suzuki Cycles, Nolene Suspension. They really put some time and some R&D in our stuff, and it's starting to work. And also my local guys, DTMX Racing. He's provided a lot for me. MMCR, and the list goes on. 100%. Thor, Dedicated Ride Co. I also have Connoisseur Apparel. They're helping me. And a lot of the local businesses, I had 15 different companies on the back of my shirts to help me pay for my merchandise, so I wasn't coming out of pocket. So all you guys, I got to give a huge shout out to, and keep on rocking this Ryan Breece 71 that's paying the bills for me.
Nice. So when we get done, just dude, text me their @. I want to make sure whoever's on the back of that tee, we get some love, because everybody who's watching, if it's good merch, especially, dude, that's a thick beanie. I want one of those beanies.
You can wash it, dry it, cotton. Come on, man. Let's get these going. And I got, what's crazy? I got some cool hats coming. We're trying to switch up some logos, more like yellow, for the team that I got on. So yeah, it's a work in art.
I won't keep you much longer, man. We've been shooting the bull for a little bit. I appreciate the visit, though, very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for calling, man. And I do enjoy this. So it's cool getting my name out there. And I started from the bottom. I'm working my way up, starting to get in there with the big boys.
Okay, man. Take no prisoners, dog. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, boss.
All
Good
right,
to hear
later,
from
man.
you.